Fans, welcome to the PACWEST Provincials here at lovely Willoughby Field in Langley, British Columbia, Canada, as we get set for the women's edition. First up, before the men take the field at 3 o'clock, we have the number 2 Douglas taking on the number 3 Capilano Blues with the chance to play the VIU women tomorrow here in the same venue. Just before we get to the All-Stars and all the awards being handed out before the matchup here today, we also will get you the starting 11s. We welcome the assistant coaches in before this one to give us a little bit of color. First, we welcome from Capilano University, Charlotte Ring. Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us here before a massive matchup, I'm sure, for your club.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's get to your guys' All-Stars, because you guys got a few on your squad today. Maya Smith, Maya Fraser, All-Star mentions. What have they meant to your guys' club and the squad and the morale so far this season?
Yes, Maya Fraser, 6th year this year, so she's been a leader on the team ever since she joined us. Mm-hmm. And I think that was even more important this year as we have 12 rookies on the team out of a roster of 25.
Holy.
So really huge for the rookies to be able to look up to somebody like Maya on and off the field.
I was going to say Maya Fraser is wearing the captain's armband here today, and Maya Smith also gets mentions. And I don't know if you've heard some of our broadcasts, but I sound like her agent sometimes. I'm a really big fan of her. She's a really fun player to watch in the attacking phase of the field, isn't she?
For sure. Phenomenal speed, and she has that, she wants to take on players, mm-hmm. right? Like that's something that I think, especially going forward, not a lot of players, maybe they shy away from it, but Maya has really taken that on, and it works. She creates so much for us, and she's that supporting role that I think a lot of the players on the team look for as well.
Absolutely. Now, you guys, looking ahead to the challenge here today, you haven't beat this strong Douglas side all season. You've only managed to take a point off them. What do you got to do to win? What's the game plan here? You guys, I'm sure, want to go on to meet VIU tomorrow.
Right. I think we just got to trust the process. Like you said, we haven't been able to put it all together during this season. So I think the players trust that, what we've done over the year will help us be successful today.
Capilano Blues assistant coach Charlotte Ring, good luck today, and we'll send you back down to the bench with the ladies.
Thank you. She'll
pass over the headset. We have Eva Rodriguez joining us from the Douglas side of things. So we have two foes and friends. You guys are being pretty friendly on the way up, so it's not all knives and daggers and flaming torches and all that. Thank you so much for joining us, Eva, and how do you feel coming into today's contest?
Thank you for having me. Yes, you know what? I'm trusting in our players. I'm trusting in the process. I'm trusting in everything that we've worked on, from the coaching staff to each individual player to players that are in the stands with us, our fans. I think it's just, we're ready to go.
Isabel Dobbin, one of my favorite players to watch too. She's a beast up front. Like she has a hell of a left foot and a right foot. She's probably one of the more talented players I've seen out there. Jessica Lau, also Pak Tung Sang, who's also a real handful in the middle of the park. So a bunch of all-star nods for you guys as well. How proud are you of those three?
Oh, they're fantastic. They're all leaders. I'm extremely proud of them. Every game they're doing something that really sets them apart, makes them a leader on the field. We rely on their leadership. We rely on their skill set. They've just been crucial in our performance this season.
Mm-hmm. Now, you heard what I asked the Capilano assistant coach there. I'm going to ask you that on the flip side. So you guys are undefeated against this Capilano Blues side. Are you confident or are you cautious?
Oh, we got to be both. I think at this stage, we got to be confident in what we've already accomplished and what we know we can do, but we got to be cautious not to be overly confident. There's work to be done, and we can't take this opportunity for granted.
Eva Rodriguez, assistant coach from the Douglas Royals. Good luck today to your ladies, and we'll send you back down to the bench to enjoy the matchup.
Thank you so much.
That's Eva Rodriguez, and before that, Charlotte Ring, the assistant coaches of both teams. Thank you so much to them. Let's get you the starting 11s. Of both teams are off to their benches now, getting their last orange peels and their last sips of Gatorade before we kick off here. As mentioned, PACWEST Provincials at Willoughby Park in lovely Langley, British Columbia, Canada. The number 2 seed Douglas Royals taking on the number 3 seed Capilano Blues, who of course are hosting nationals, so they have an automatic in there. Let's get you their starting 11 for Capilano first. In goal, double zeros, Amaya Salvino. Number 3, Kai Belbin. Alexis King, number 6. Number 11, Maya Smith, who of course got an all-star nod ahead of this one. Number 12, Erica DiLorenzo. Number 13, Ella Jennings. Number 14, Isabella Bolognese. The captain, also on the all-star list, Maya Fraser. Number 20, wearing the armband. Number 21, Michaela Salvino. Number 22, Sophie Pather. And finally, last but not least, number 23, Chanel Morris. Capilano looking for their first victory over Douglas. We mentioned it here. They only managed to take a point off them all season long, so they'll definitely want to improve that. And at a crucial official time as well. The Douglas Royals, let's get their starting 11. Just trying to look for the goalkeeper here. It is number 13, Vanessa Chung. The outfield, number 2, All-Star, Pak Tung Sang. Number 5, Anna Claver-Valdez. Number 7, Ava Tudhope. Number 8, Abigail Clunis. Number 10, another All-Star nod, Isabel Dobbin. The talismanic Isabel Dobbin, I'll add. Number 12, Haley Rogers. Number 20, Katie Buckle. Number 21, an All-Star as well, Jessica Lau. Number 22, Kelly Miata. And finally, number 25, Ash Lynn Grimm. Douglas will be playing in white tops, forest green shorts, white socks, a little bit of forest green trim up and down as well. They're playing from right to left on your stream, where the Capilano Blues, they've got dark blue with a little bit of white. It looks like a little bit of silver trim as well. They're playing from left to right on your stream as we kick off the women's edition of these PACWEST semifinals. The men, of course, up at 3 o'clock. Douglas and Cap as well. The winner of this women's match goes on to meet VIU tomorrow right here at Willoughby Park. Of course, the home of the Vancouver FC CPL club, right next door to the Vancouver Giants at the LEC and the Vancouver Bandits here. So lots of sports from the grassroots on up right to the pro level being played here in the Willoughby portion of Langley. Now underway, Douglas College gets the ball first. Headed straight up into the air there by, it was actually Ashlyn Grimm who put the nog into it. They finally get control. It's Ava Tudhope who puts a touch to it. And now Clunis. Ball lifted in the air there by Tudhope, looking for the on-running Pak Tung Sang, who's actually done well to win the ball. She's going to try and jink her way around. I believe it was Haley, I beg your pardon, it was Ava DiLorenzo who was forced to commit a foul there, and that's what the All-Star Pak Tung Sang can bring to the table. She never really gives up. She's a real pepper pot in the middle of the field, and if you give her just an inch, a little bit of space to snap in, she'll get the ball off you, and she'll do something dangerous with it, just like that. Wins a free kick right along the touchline, and she'll be the one to take the service. Once we get a little break and play here, we'll also get you the full list of women's All-Stars, as there's ones in there from Langara, as well as VIU. Plenty from VIU. Here comes the free kick. It's a long floated right-footed effort. It's going to land right on top of the net. No real problem there for Amaya Salvino in the Capilano net. She's wearing head-to-toe gold. Her opposite number, Vanessa Chung, in crimson red, head-to-toe. The women's All-Stars for VIU, Player of the Year, Saki Mashida as well. Hannah Wagner, Maya Creed, and Caden Thorpe. For Douglas, presented earlier before this match, Isabel Dobbin, Jessica Lau, Pak Tung Sang. For CapU, Maya Smith, Maya Fraser. And for Langara, Amber Wells and Alex Paul. Coach of the Year goes to Bobby Taylor from VIU. And Rookie of the Year, Avery Henderson. We'll get you the men's All-Stars when the men kick off, Douglas and Cap, around 3 o'clock. And of course, we'll repeat these throughout the broadcast, so if you do miss out, if you got a friend or family, or perhaps you're a scout looking for some new talent, you can keep your eyes on some of the All-Stars here that we have on display in this PACWEST women's semifinal. Throw in the way of DiLorenzo. It comes right back to her now. She's going to try and hook it back into the path of, I think it was Morris. Good ball win there by Kai Belbin. Under pressure there. Kelly Miata will side-foot it out. Thankfully, one of her teammates comes to claim it, and that will give them the ball back. Douglas undefeated against Capilano all season. I want to say the record was 3-0-1. Only 1 point to speak of for Capilano. And what a time to overturn this one. Isabel Dobbin. An uncharacteristic misplaced pass. Unfortunately, Capilano just couldn't really press the issue. Maya Fraser thumps it into the channel looking for Maya Smith. She gets bodied off the ball. Referee says play on. And Abigail Clunis will spray it into the middle of the park. It's one down by Isabella Bolognese. Easy clutch and claim there for Vanessa Chung. I was talking with my cameraman before the game here today. The weather was calling for some pretty torrential monsoon-like downpour. If you're familiar with the broadcast of the Lower Mainland over the last week or two, a couple atmospheric rivers to speak of last weekend. It looked like it was going to be an encore presentation, but thankfully for now, knock on wood, the clouds have stayed together. The cameraman wants to knock on some wood too. I like it. I like it a lot. We need it. We need it. There's a lot of blue skies, some light gray as well, but for now it looks like it's pretty cool. It looks like it's pretty cool. If anything, the men might get rained on a little bit, but the ladies look like they're going to get the dry portion of the afternoon here in Langley. Throw in the way of Douglas now. Ava Tudhope under pressure, thumps it clear. Good job so far by Capilano. They've been occupying a majority of the final third of Douglas. That being said, Douglas is so quick to spring into action. Remember from calling past games here against Langara, number 10, Isabel Dobbin, who is an all-star for Douglas. So lethal on the counterattack, and as I was chatting with Eva Rodriguez before this one, great with both feet, great with her head, can do the hold-up. She can hang off the shoulder of the last defender. She can pretty much play any type of football you want to play and never gives up for the effort. So the number 10 for Douglas is a serious, serious danger piece to watch out for Capilano. She's on the ball now. Gets herself some space. Wanted to play a through ball there. I believe it was Claver Valdez who was on her bike trying to get forward. It was wishful thinking a bit there from Dobbin, but Capilano defended it well. Ball thumped up the channel right into the lap of Pak Tung Sang. She's going to press the issue now. Will she win the ball back? It screws out of play for a Capilano throw-in. We're just under 7 minutes in. So far, no real chances to speak of. Good play there by Maya Smith as she presses the issue, immediately plays the ball forward. That's what you like to see. Number 22, Sophie Pather, gets the ball. She's crunched from behind, and that'll work Capilano up the field now as their coach, Dennis Kindle, shows his approval. Now just giving a little bit of instruction to the free kick taker. I believe it's number 6, Alexis King. I could be mistaken, though. I am. It is Kai Belbin. Kai Belbin whips it into the back post. It just hangs short of the penalty arc. Maya Fraser was there. Will she win the ball back? Almost. Mariah Fraser was caught between two minds. She wanted to fix her boot or try and win the ball back. She split the difference, and now she's making her paces back to the center of defense. Pak Tung Sang under a bit of pressure there. Pivots away and plays a pacey ball into the feet of Ashlyn Grimm. Clunas now. In field for, I believe it's Jessica Lau. It is. She lets her touch get a bit too far ahead of her. Pak Tung Sang, though, is going to lift one over the top. Doesn't get over Bolognese, but her knotted down header comes only as far as Isabel Dobin, who kind of sclaffs at a left-footed shot. It kind of came off the outside of her boot and was always hooking wide, but from that kind of distance, you certainly don't doubt the number 10 can find the back of the net. We've seen it before from her. In the 9th minute, still 0-0. Don't know if the field mic is picking it up, but there is a good chunk of support there for the Douglas Royals, who they've brought a cowbell, and I think they have a megaphone, because I heard a siren over there. So the Douglas Royals fans have come to play here. Here's Maya Smith. She's jinking, she's jiving, she's looking for support, plays it forward. Good return pass there, but an even better recovery tackle by, I think it was Katie Buckle. It was. If it wasn't for that intervention, I think Maya Smith might have a cruise into the penalty box. So good last-ditch tackle there by the number 20 in Forest Green. A little bit of sun blessing us now. Ball nodded forward by Tudhope. Isabel Dobbin wins the ball back off of the Capilano defender, but her poked pass to Ashlyn Grimm was a bit wide, and that's a couple passes Dobbin has misplaced here today, which is very uncharacteristic of her. She's usually spot on with her passing, and I think there was just a hint of frustration there as she dropped her head after losing that one. It's been good play so far by Capilano, who probably have had the run of the play. Maya Smith gets past one, gets past two, gets her foot stepped on, and wins the free kick. Of course, if this game is tied after 90 minutes, 30 minutes of extra time. Not golden goal, of course. And then penalty kick, so your standard draw procedure. Kai Belbin whips one into the penalty box, right into the waiting arms of Vanessa Chung, who had Maya Fraser right in her kitchen. She was wrestling with Pak Tung Sang, and it almost ended up taking out Vanessa Chung. Nonetheless, she bowls out to her right. Here comes Anna Claver-Valdez. Scrape ball into Isabel Dobbin. Takes a touch. Takes the ball all the way back to the middle of the park. Good press there by Kai Belbin, who just forced Dobbin all the way back. Foul now against Buckle, and it's a free kick for Douglas, probably about 35 yards out. Yeah, that's definitely a megaphone. I've had some megaphone experience, and unless they brought the ambulance out to make that siren, the Douglas fans have brought out a megaphone. You love to see it. Ball lifted over the top, headed down by Maya Fraser. Isabella Bolognese puts a knee to it. She can only clear it as far as Claver Valdez. Pak Tung Sang now. She's looking to wriggle her way through a few sets of blue socks. Can't get there, though. Of course, these two teams met in the 2023 gold medal game, with Douglas prevailing 3-1. Also in the semis of the 2022 season. Gold medal of the 2021, so no lack of history between these two clubs. It'll be a corner kick. I believe it's the first of the match. I think it's Ashlyn Grimm over to take. The referee just having a word now with Isabel Dobbin, who's right on the 6-yard line. She's right in the lap of Salvino. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger. It's got some loft on it, too. Jessica Lau was the closest to it, and it flew over her ponytail. Pak Tung Sang waiting for the ball. Unfortunately, the pass didn't find its intended target there. It was Buckle who tried to put that one back into the penalty box. 14 minutes in, still 0-0. No real chances to speak of so far. I wouldn't say it's a cagey affair, but both teams have been on their best behavior defensively, that's for certain. Oh, this is a real chance. Claver Valdez in the area, right-footed shot. Oh, she didn't get any steam on it. It was a great pass by Dobbin, who just threaded it between the two defenders, Fraser and Bolognese. but Claver Valdez just couldn't find the finish. That's the first real chance of the match to speak of, and it goes the way of the favored Douglas club here. Ashlyn Grimm, she gets a two-hander from behind, goes down, foul goes the way of Douglas, I should say. Jeez. Now, while the heavens have behaved and they aren't raining, there is still a bit of wind here at Willoughby. Almost took the broadcaster's note away if it wasn't for my cat-like reflexes. That could have been dangerous. The flag's waving at the far end of the park. Good dribble here by Douglas. They're into the penalty box now. Tudhope tried to spread it for Dobbin. Not cleared by Bolognese. It falls to Claver Valdez. Bolognese, though, does well on that second wave to hook it clear. Dobbin and Claver Valdez coming to life in this last couple of minutes. They've really worked that through ball to their advantage. The last two efforts, Capilano a dash flummoxed by them. We'll see if they can keep it together now. Pak Tung Sang in the box. Dobbin tried to wriggle the ball to her left foot to open up for a shot. Capilano all of a sudden on the ropes after probably controlling a better portion of this opening 10 minutes or so. Pak Tung Sang on the right foot. Now the left foot, she's going to have a blast. Just got too much around it. And it hooks way wide for a goal kick for Salvino. Of course, Capilano's last gold medal in the PACWEST Championship coming in 2021. Douglas, the reigning champs from 2023. But VIU currently in the driver's seat. They'll meet the winner of this affair tomorrow right here at Willoughby Park. Well-timed clearance there by Miata. She wins the free kick for the Royals. Miata. Ooh, that was a dangerous game Miata played there, and she almost got pinched as she was just trying to shepherd the ball out. But the Capilano attacker on the far side had different ideas, forced the issue. Now it's a deep throw for the Blues. Maya Smith takes the ball, cuts back to her left foot, just couldn't open up enough space for herself. Di Lorenzo clips it back into the penalty box. It's taken a favorable hope. Number 23. Oh, just stings the mitts there of Vanessa Chung. I want to say she got a touch. No, she didn't. I thought she might have just poked it wide. It was Chanel Morris with the pink scrunchie who just opened up her body and blasted it. Not a bad effort from that distance as the ball just broke kindly there for the Capilano attack. Good ball in the back there from Jessica Lau right into the waiting feet of Abigail Clunas. Right up into the air. Isabel Dobbin helps it on, but is adjudged to have fouled her marker. I don't think that was that rough by Dobbin. It looked like she won that one cleanly, but the referee sees it a different way than I do, which is usually the case. Let's be honest here. I'm a referee's worst nightmare. Oh, that's a good help on ball. Maya Fraser there just kind of got caught ball watching. It was well dealt with by Grimm. It'll be a very deep throw-in. Of course, this is a doubleheader today of semifinals, the men's match between Douglas and Capilano as well That gets going at 3 o'clock. The winner of that matchup means the Langara men, who are hosting here. Long throw there into the penalty box, helped on by Maya Fraser. She returns serve to Ella Jennings. Just a bit behind Jennings, though. That looked like they had a good little spell there, Capilano. Just they haven't been able to really put it into a real gilt-edged chance. The closest they've come was a just wide, acute angled shot by Chanel Morris moments ago. If you're just joining us, the best chance for Douglas coming off the foot of Anna Cleaver-Valdez after she was played in on a great through ball by Isabel Dobbin. She just didn't get enough steam on her shot. Pak Tung Sang now. That's a great through ball for Isabel Dobbin. She's onside. Dobbin, one-on-one with the keeper. Dobbin goes to shoot, and she will score. Dobbin always finds the back of the net from spots like that. It was a fantastic through ball, and they'd been knocking at the door. With through balls like that, unfortunately, Capilano just held the line too far back, and Dobbin well onside there, runs on. All the keeper Salvino can do is come out and try and make herself big. It's a great finish there by Dobbin. 1-0 for Douglas.
Douglas College Royals goal scored by number 10, Isabel Dobbin.
And Douglas came into this one the favorites, having not lost a matchup against Cap all season long. They only ever conceded a draw, and they're off to the perfect start here. The 21st minute, it's Isabel Dobbin who opens the scoring. Capilano, though, they still have some legs in them. You feel they need to get the ball more into the feet of the Maya Smiths and the Sophie Pathers, who are usually the danger pieces moving forward for Capilano. Maya Smith wins that one down for Pathers. She's got options out wide. She finds them. Ball into the area now. It's a right-footed one. Maya Smith's the closest there. It's dealt with by Miata, though. Good answer after having conceded a goal here from Capilano. And it looks like we have two players down inside the penalty box coming together. I want to say it was Sophie Pather. It was. And maybe Miata on the far side. Not entirely sure, but both players looking to be in some discomfort. Don't think we'll require any substitutions or any physiotherapy, but good to see both players are back up and at it. Of course, even if Capilano were to lose this matchup, they do get into nationals as the host. So not all is lost, but I'm sure having not won the gold medal here in the PACWEST provincials since 2021, they will want to bring home some silverware for campus. Tudhope tries to play a first-time through ball. That one's cut out by Bolognese. Grimm now cuts back to her left foot, waiting for options, not a ton. She's now going to try and hook a ball in for Isabel Dobin. It ends up being not a terrible ball. Dobin almost got there. It's one back by Douglas, though. Clunas takes it to the corner flag. Ooh, she gets thumped over by Di Lorenzo. It looks like it'll be a free kick. I think Di Lorenzo got a good chunk of the ball. Unfortunately, she just happened to wipe out Clunas with her. Nice. Somebody's even got an air horn over there. Why not? It'll be Pak Tung Sang, a right-footed in-swinger here. Isabel Dobbin, the only player inside the six. Ooh, it's punched over by Salvino. Punched over the width of the area, I should say. Optical illusion there. That's Cleaver-Valdez who's going to try and keep this attack alive. She does. Ball now into the area for Tudhope. She puts a touch on it. It almost knuckled over Salvino's head, but just wide. 24th minute, 1-0 Douglas. Isabel Dobbin, the lone goal so far. Ball bobbles in the middle of the park. Dobbin puts a touch to it, wins back the second piece as she has time to uncork one. I'm surprised she didn't. She tried to feather it through for Claver Valdez. Now she'll have a shot. That one clips just wide. Bit of a half-hearted effort there on the bounce from Dobbin, who I thought for sure would have put her head down and buried the laces through that first opportunity. But she was unselfish and tried to play in Claver Valdez again. Ball one down there a little bit unconventionally by Ella Jennings, but it does the trick to Maya Fraser. She plays it up the left channel for Pather. Good touch there from Pather. First time to the right for Maya Smith, who ducks inside, then outside on, I believe it was Clunas. Ball helped on there. Can Pather get on the end of it? She almost does, but Grimm almost had to leap in the air with a judo kick to clear that one, and that was definitely needed as Pather was just about to run through her and continue going. The ball falls favorably there for King. And now Smith. Still going Maya Smith. She just hasn't found her feet yet. No lack of effort. Ball floated into the area. The closest was Michaela Salvino, who can I only assume has some relation to keeper Amaya Salvino. Clunas into the middle of the park for Tudhope. Good play there from Tudhope. Unfortunately, her ball for Claver Valdez just a bit too central as the park just seemed to open up for Tudhope. She made a really good run into the middle of the park to act as that glue, that link from left to right. She just got her pass a little bit off. Pather now really forcing Kelly Miata into a clearance. She's been hounding her all match long. I think just Capilano need to get more bodies forward. They only have, at the moment, King, Smith, who's isolated in the box against Grimm. And everybody else is either tucked back into the midfield or along the touchline. They need to get some more bodies central, I think. Belbin now. She's fighting with Claver Valdez on the far side. Cap will win it back. Valdez. Claver Valdez, that is. Played a mid-height ball through the middle of the park, and it took a couple hops and skips and evaded just about everybody. Now Cap have the ball back. Maya Smith drag back from behind, and it'll be about a free kick dead central for probably about 45, 50 yards out. Ball lifted into the back post. No Cap player could put a touch to it. It's now Morris. This one's hit with some mustard. Oh, man, that looked like that was going top bins. I think that was Kai Belbin who just smashed it on the right foot, and it was hit from some kind of angle, but the way the goalkeeper was positioned and the way our broadcast vantage point was positioned, that one looked like that was going into the postage stamp. Thankfully for Vanessa Chung, who was kind of rooted to her line, it flies probably about 5 yards wide. Good chance there from Kai Belbin, who said, if we can't work our way into the area, I'm just going to hoof this one from distance. I can't say I falter there. 28 minutes in. First kind of half chance there for Capilano, who, since conceding the goal from Isabel Dobbin, have done well to put their best foot forward offensively. Ball played into the supporters section here at Willoughby Park, the home of the Vancouver FC Football Club. Of the CPL, also Vancouver Giants of the WHL Junior Hockey, right next door at the Langley Event Center. Former home of the Vancouver Stealth as well from the NLL Lacrosse. Maya Smith, left-footed shot, just got too far around it, and that one goes way wide, and Maya Smith knows she could have done better, but to spare her blush as that one took a deflection, it'll go up for the far left corner with Kai Belbin racing over to grab the ball. Good play there by Smith. And also the Vancouver Bandits, the local basketball club, play right next door as well. And plenty of basketball courts. There's a beach volleyball court. There's plenty of soccer fields and football fields as well. So sports from the grassroots all the way up to the pros here. Kai Belbin whips one in. It settles on top of the net. And you can tell by her reaction she's not too pleased with that bit of service there. And Kai Belbin, usually with a wand for a right foot, just couldn't keep that one in play. Unfortunately, it nestles on top of the net. No real problem there for Vanessa Chung as we tick over into the 30th minute. A third through this PACWEST women's provincial semifinal. The winner meets VIU in the gold medal game tomorrow. Belbin. Bolognese. Zoe Pather. First time ball into the area. Maya Smith. Once again, just a dash isolated. She's not getting a ton of help, and she's taking on Jessica Lau and Ashlyn Grimm, who seem to have a serious understanding with one another in the back four for the Douglas Royals. They're not going to be easy to beat today. Through ball into the path of Tudhope. Ava Claver-Valdez. Anna Claver-Valdez races across the field to get there. Can she cut back? She does. 1-on-1 with the keeper. She stopped. Fantastic save. Isabella Bolognese looked like she just did just enough to take Anna Claver-Valdez off stride, and the strike ended up being a tame one again from Claver-Valdez, who's had a couple opportunities here today. Both times she hasn't got enough steam on the pass, or the shot I should say, and Salvino's been able to parry it. It looked like Bolognese just got inside and outed there, but she had done just enough to hang with Claver-Valdez and take her off balance, or I think that might be 2-0 Douglas and perhaps curtains at this early stages, but it was Bolognese and Salvino combining to keep Capilano in this one. As Claver-Valdez and Isabel Dobbin, I think you can throw Ava Tudhope in the mix there too. They've been very potent so far for Douglas. To be fair to Claver-Valdez, she came the width of the park to claim that one after it evaded. I think it was Tudhope in the first place, so she did well to create that chance for herself, but good job by Bolognese to chase her the width of the park and keep her at bay. If you're just joining us, they did hand out the All-Stars before this one on the women's side for the teams involved here. Douglas College, Isabel Dobbin, Jessica Lau, Pak Tung Sang, all All-Stars. And Cap U, Maya Smith, and Captain Maya Fraser in the mix for the All-Stars. Good through ball there. Claver-Valdez around the back again. She's gotten behind Bolognese. Can she clip it back into the area? That one looked like it came out of play. It did. It'll be a goal kick for Salvino, but Claver-Valdez has put on her working boots today. She has been running up and down that right touchline tirelessly. We'll see if it can amount to a goal for the ladies in white and forest green. Belbin plays it up the left channel, just a bit too much sting on it. Pather can't control it. Throw in the way of Douglas. Other All-Stars across the women's PACWEST, plenty for VIU, who of course are standing by for the winner of this matchup for the gold medal tomorrow. Saki Mashida, who also won Player of the Year. Hannah Wagner, Maya Creed, Caden Thorpe. Rookie of the Year, Avery Henderson for VIU as well. And they also brought home Coach of the Year with Bobby Taylor, VIU. Here comes Douglas. Maya Tudhope, right-footed shot. It's a stinger. But Salvino watched it take a hop just on the 6-yard line and calmly got down to knee level to clutch it and claim it. She plays it right up the middle of the park. And it's Chanel Morris who bodies Pak Tung Sang to win it back. Good play there. Michaela Salvino watches her attempted pass come off the legs of Haley Rogers, whose name I think I'm calling for the first time. She's quietly gone about her business today. Miata. Rogers. Good pass infield for Lau, and that opens up some space for Douglas to cruise forward. Lau floats one in the air looking for Dobbin, who would have had to take it with her back to goal. I don't know if she was running onto that one. Belbin tries to lift it into the path of Morris. It's cut out, though. Oh, good play there by Di Lorenzo. Unfortunately, the ball just wouldn't sit for her, and Grimm comes away with it. Tidy little 10-yarder into the path of Tudhope, who I'd have to look at the stats here. For her diminutive size, the number 7, Tudhope, only 5'5". Okay, so she's not that tiny. She plays a very big game for a girl her stature. She's not afraid to to scrap it out in the middle of the park and take a few shirt tugs and a few kicks and whacks to get her way. She's certainly up for the battle here today, the number 7. And she's always asking for the ball, which is what you want to see from a midfielder. Ball played into the path of Dobbin, side-footed away by Ella Jennings. And I think we might see a substitution here. We will. It's going to be from Capilano. They're going to bring on Alex Rode, the number 7. And we're also going to see... Oh, no, it's just Ashlyn Grimm making her way up the touchline. I thought maybe Douglas might make a substitution as well. It's Kai Belbin who will make way. The number 3, she comes off. Enter number 7, Alex Rode for Capilano University, who, when you give her a bit of space, she will certainly punish you. Isabella Dobbin got way underneath that one. She lifts it off into the grassy knoll there by the gazebo canopy in the distance. I think some fan might have a souvenir from that one. Very generous of Isabel Dobbin, who does have the lone goal so far in this affair. Jessica Lau takes, turns, went to go for a bit of a dribble, plays it forward for Pak Tung Sang. Misplaced pass there from, I want to say it was Miata. Ball won back in the middle of the park by King. This looks promising here for Capilano. Oh, Maya Smith, she had options wide, but she's done well to keep it going, Maya Smith. You can tell how bad she wants to get there, Maya Smith, but the option there was to go wide left for Pather, who was left a bit frustrated by that spell of play. Dobbin lifts a through ball in the air for Bolognese. Claver Valdez gets past her to the outside, though, perhaps a bit too far outside. Clips back into the heart of the area. It looked like the ball had come out of play. In fact, it did. I don't think it did, though. I mean, I'm quite a bit away, but I think that ball stayed in for Anna Claver Valdez. The cutback was a juicy one as well. It looked like, I think it was Clunas might get there. But the linesman and the official collaborate to snuff out that chance for Douglas. Pak Tung Sang. Wide right for Claver Valdez, and Pak Tung Sang, who was in a bit of a joust in the middle of a field there with Michaela Salvino. She's lobbying for a yellow card. I don't think it was that robust a challenge, just a bit of shirt tugging in the middle of the park. Pak Tung Sang gets her way, though, and it's a free kick. Probably about maybe 40 yards, maybe 45, and slightly in the right channel, just enough for some white shirts to queue up at the back post if they wish, and they will get there. The ball is dead central. Maya Fraser's going to put the noggin to it. She helps it out for a corner kick. Wasn't taking any chances there. It'll be the near left corner, and I assume Pak Tung Sang will be the player to jog over and take it. It will be the number 2. All the way from Hong Kong. Sang right into the 6-yard box. Oh, it's bobbling around. Dobin has a swipe at it. Grimm has a swipe at it. It falls back to Pak Tung Sang. Right-footed shot. She goes for the blast, and it comes off the outer portion of her right boot and screws wide of Salvino's left post. That was a serious chance. There a real scramble in the 6-yard box. Dobbin and I think Claver Valdez was in there too. Everyone was just swinging their boots at it. And a little bit of rub of the green there for Capilano as they don't even concede a shot. Bolognese and Claver Valdez, that's certainly been the battle of the game so far. Those two ladies have been going tooth and nail at each other. So far, Bolognese has managed to keep Claver Valdez at bay. She's conceded a couple gilt-edged chances, but Claver Valdez hasn't been able to find the back of the net just yet. Ooh, I think Claver Valdez took a knee in the thigh there. That didn't look pretty. Throw in the way of Cap now. Morris being hounded by Pak Tung Sang. Played a frozen rope into the path of Alex Rode, who tried to help it on a bit on the head, but Ashlyn Grimm will just shepherd it out into touch. Back in for Clunas. Tidy ball infield for Lau. Ooh, Lau misplaces her pass. Ooh, and then gives a whack to King. That looked like it smarted just a bit. Uncharacteristic mistake there from Lau as she let possession get away from her. Capilano now have a serious chance here if they line up some bodies at the back post, which for me has kind of been lacking for Capilano today. They've had the ball in favorable positions, but they just haven't had supporting options. They haven't had numbers, and they've been playing from the wings a lot of the time. They haven't had anything really centrally up the middle of the park, which is what Maya Smith is trying to do. She's trying to beat a couple of bodies and open up that main street, but it's just not working so far. Here comes Salvino. Well, this one has some loft and some float. This could be a real handful for Vanessa Chung, who did ever so well to rise above and claim it, but unfortunately she kind of got submarined by a couple sets of bodies, and she landed on top of Katie Buckle, who is down on the turf right now in some discomfort. I think Alexis King was also in the mix there as well. They were both challenging for the ball. Yes, King was, but she's up now. Unfortunately, Vanessa Chung, who all she could do was kind of just Superman dive at it and grab it. She did well to clutch it, claim it, and keep it, but she landed on top of her own player, and I don't care who you are, when you have a pretty much a body's weight dropped on top of you, that's going to knock the wind out of you. We're going to have a little bit of a stoppage in play here as the physio crew are now on the field here for Douglas, just having a quick look at the number 20, Buckle. And he's kind of checking her neck, I think, from this distance. She's got one knee raised, so hopefully she didn't get a leg landed on. I want to say it was just a body, and hopefully she's had the wind driven out of her, and it's not anything too serious, but now I think she's having the left leg looked at, perhaps, or tough to tell from this distance, but she's up, and it looks like she's good to go. She'll make her paces off into the touchline, and they'll reassess her there, but it doesn't look like a substitution is imminent. I don't see any of the substitutes. Only two warming up at the moment for Douglas, and neither have peeled off their training tops. So I think they'll go with the status quo for now, as the sun peaks out here again in Willoughby Field here at Langley. In Langley, I should say. And we're back underway here with Vanessa Chung. Good goal kick right up the middle of the park. Maya Fraser gets a touch to it, but she's put herself out of position now. She gets just enough body on Tudhope. Misplaced pass there by Pather. And the Royals get the ball back. Haley Rogers on the far side, right at the halfway line, in front of her white and green supporting section, who've been vocal. They haven't stopped, and it certainly helped the Douglas ladies. They're leading 1-0. Isabel Dobbin with the goal. I want to say it was either the 19th or the 20th minute. Haley Rogers over to take the throw-in once more. She's kept that right side pretty tight along with Kelly Miata. They haven't had too much trouble. Dobbin. She needs to spread that ball to Clunas. Now she's going to go for it. Is the through ball going to get there? Wow, expertly timed. Great play there by Dobbin, who I thought held on to it for a bit too long. Clunas back to Dobbin now. Is going to hook a ball into the penalty box. I thought she was going to left-footed. Instead, she goes right-footed, clips it to the back post. Claver Valdez puts it back into the area. That one comes off the outside of her boot and kind of just top spun. Stayed in play, and it was an easy claim for Salvino in goal. 45th minute. Probably a couple minutes tacked on for the knock taken to Katie Buckle. Maya Smith still going, now back to her left. Back to her right now, Smith. Right-footed shot. She was always kind of leaning away from it. But you can tell Maya Smith is really trying to create something here on her own. Capilano they need to get some numbers all together in one area of the park, the attacking area of the park, and just see if they can combine some passes. At the moment, everybody's just a bit isolated. And the Douglas women and the back line have done very well to keep the Capilano Blues attack very quiet so far. It's been a good performance from the Cap back line as well, as outside of the Dobbin goal and a couple Anna Claver Valdez through ball chances. They've done well to not concede a ton of opportunities. Salvino right up Main Street. This has some float on it. The ball's bobbling around. It's an open net, and they get it clear. Oh, 3 blue shirts were there. It was Maya Fraser in the mix. It was DiLorenzo, and it was also Alexis King, but Douglas just converged around the penalty dot and were able to clear their danger there. King now into the path of Smith. Smith trying to get it through Miata. She can't do it. Wins the ball back for Pather, though. Good play by Smith. Salvino, right-footed. Can she uncork a shot? She does. It's deflected by Dobbin. Takes a hop up into the air. And Alexis King will try and make something out of nothing there, but it was well marshaled by Vanessa Chung, who just put her body in front of it. Good little spell of play there by Capilano, who, like I said, they need to get bodies in the area and get the ball there as well, and doesn't need to be a pretty goal. Capilano almost cashed in on a bit of a scramble there after some good service from Michaela Salvino, who, when she gets a couple bodies in the area and something to aim at Salvino, she can put in a dangerous ball, so I think Capilano really need to exploit that. Maya Smith now, can she get between the two Douglas players? She almost does. Wins the ball back. Smith almost leaned into a shot there agonizingly. Just inches away from her right footer. She blasts that one, I think. Bolognese. We're into added time now here in this first half. She lifts one into the box. Alexis King has a first-time half volley rip there right into the breadbasket of Vanessa Chung. It's a furious, fast pace to end this first half from Capilano, who you can tell are dying to get on the score sheet here. Dobbin nods the ball forward. Well done for Clunis. Can Fraser come over and win the ball? She does. It was a great tackle by Fraser. She had to make it. Dalibor Plavsic screaming his guts out, the head coach of Douglas as well, just telling them to keep it cool to end the half, and it was a fun half to end, that was for sure. Douglas up 1-0. Isabel Dobbin with the goal in the 20th minute, perhaps the 19th, but Capilano not out of this one by a long shot. They've got a lot of scrap and a lot of fight left here in this affair. 45 minutes to go before we welcome in the men here. It's PACWEST semi-final day here at Willoughby Park in Langley. The women up first, the winner of Douglas and Capilano meet the VIU women. We'll see what happens in the next 45. Quick 15-minute break at halftime, and we'll be back with more here at Willoughby Field in Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Welcome back to Willoughby Field here, the host site for the PACWEST Provincials. Doubleheader of semifinals here today. The women up first. Douglas taking on number 2 Douglas, I should say, taking on number 3 Capilano. A 20th minute Isabel Dobbin goal. The only difference between these two clubs at the moment, but a plethora of late flurried chances for Capilano late in that first half. Definitely made things interesting. We'll see what this second half has in store here. Only one substitution at the half, and that came for Capilano, with number 16 Sasha Ferris entering the fray. No swaps, I should say, for the leading Douglas Royals. And the Royals playing in white tops, forest green shorts. Or perhaps royal green shorts, I should say. And white socks. They're playing from left to right on your video stream, where Capilano University are playing in the navy blue, head to toe with a little bit of white and silver piping in trim. They're playing from right to left on your video stream here. Douglas entering this matchup. Favorites, Isabel Dobbin now behind the back line onside. She has Bolognese to get by. She skips past her onto her left foot. Dobbin shot, oof, not terribly wide. Probably about a good 5 yards, but she has that in her locker, Dobbin, who's already on the score sheet here today. But Douglas entering this one, favorites, undefeated against Capilano all season, 3-0-1. Capilano only managing a draw against the Royals in the 2024 PACWEST campaign. So Capilano, historically this year anyways, not the advantage, but we know what kind of soccer they can play, and they're not out of this one by a long stretch. Here comes the substitute Ferris. She plays into the path of Sophie Pather, who can't control it. It's taken away. Tudhope now skips past Alexis King. Maya Smith now in control of the ball. Forward for Smith. She just couldn't get to the opposite side of Kelly Miata. And it was Maya Smith who was leading the halftime raw charge on the Capilano bench. They gave her a megaphone, and she just went wild with it to try and rile up her teammates. So we'll see if that'll put the bee in the bonnet of the ladies in blue and at least get them on level terms here. Maya Smith has been probably the most dangerous player from a Capilano point of view. No real gilt-edged chances for the Blues, though, whereas Douglas had, of course, the Isabella Dobbin goal, as well as the Anna Claver-Valdez. A couple of really gilt-edged chances, but those were stopped by Salvino. The winner of this matchup meets the VIU women, who are standing by. And that'll take place tomorrow at noon. Floated ball over the top looking for Maya Smith. She kind of had to wait for it to settle down, and it just seemed to hang in the air forever. Plenty of history between these two clubs. As far as gold medal games, ball into the area. Salvino, was she taken out? She wasn't. The ball falls to, it was Morris, who just played it right into the heart of the area without really looking. It almost ended up being a chance. A few gold medal games between these two squads. Of course, we're in the semis now, 2023, 2021, 2017. And all of them have been won by Douglas. I beg your pardon, Capilano won in 2021 on an overtime, extra time. We have a player down now in the middle of the area. Is it Katie Buckle again? She got crunched in that first half by Vanessa Chung when the leaping keeper fell on top of her, and it looks like, is it Chung? I'm just trying, or is it, I bet it might be Haley Rogers actually. I think I see a number 12 on the kit there. Yeah, it is, because Katie Buckle's further up the park, so that's actually the number 12, Haley Rogers, who quietly went about her business in that first half, but she's getting the right knee, or yeah, it looks like the right knee she's just getting looked at there. There was a mad scramble in the area probably about 2 minutes ago before I ducked into that Capilano and Douglas history lesson. And I think she might have just been in the mix there. There was a sea of bodies and legs all swinging at it, and I think she might have come out a little worse for wear. We'll take a wee break here at Willoughby Park with Douglas in the lead, 1-0. Of course, the men's matchup coming up today at 3 o'clock, Douglas versus Cap. And the winner of that affair will go on to meet the Langara men. That's at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And it looks like Rogers will be okay. She's a dash hobbled on the right leg. I don't see any substitutes peeling off their bibs so far for the Douglas Royals, which is a good sign. You hope that Rogers can continue. I believe it'll be a drop ball. Anna Claver Valdez over to take, and she'll thump it up the park. Good through ball there. Maya Smith onside. She's got Pather, but Pather's offside. Maya Smith did the right thing there. She kept the ball herself there. It would have been real easy to just dish to Pather, but looks like Rogers might make her way back into this one in the next couple of seconds. Smith takes it on right foot, trying to roll Jessica Lau, I believe it is. It's actually Miata. Offside there now from the substitute, Ferris. And Capilano have to watch that moving forward. They've had a couple times where they've had really good chances, but the most advanced players drifted into an offside position, which has kind of taken the steam out of it. A handful of All-Stars awarded before this matchup for all clubs. But the two clubs here today, Douglas College boasting Isabella Dobbin, Jessica Lau, and Pak Tung Sang with All-Star nods, while Cap U, Maya Smith, and their captain, Maya Fraser. Bobbled ball, dealt with by Buckle, only as far as Bolognese at the halfway line, who immediately throws it back in. Ferris now hoops it up in the air. It's one down by Buckle, only as far as Salvino. King now. Great turn there by King. Sprays it out wide right for, beg your pardon, left for Ferris. Ferris now tried to play it forward into the path of Pather. Smith. Great raking ball on the deck there, and Pak Tung Sang dispossessed by Maya Smith, who's come the half length of the park to win the ball back. Now she's on the trot, going forward, still going Maya Smith. It's a clean tackle. It's one down by Grimm. And there'll be a throw in for Capilano as Sophie Pather flashed in there to keep that attacking pressure alive. Capilano look like they want it so bad right now. They just got to carve out something a little bit more meaningful. At the moment, they've kind of been kept to the perimeter and the periphery, if you will. Salvino, who plays a little bit of a halfway ball there. Great nutmeg by Pak Tung Sang has created some space. She could have played it laterally for Tudhope, and that would have really opened up some options. Dobbin now dispossessed. Good backtracking tackle by Salvino. Pak Tung Sang, can she clip the ball around the outside of Di Lorenzo? It looks so. Looks like it'll be a deep throw in for the number 2. Won by the number 2, I should say, of the Douglas Royals. Ball floated into the area, drops down into the lap of Pak Tung Sang, but Maya Fraser got a clear look at it and just booted it clear. Ooh, good play there by Pather to win it back. She's got Maya Smith. Oh, that's a good recovery tackle there by Kelly Miata, who saw her backline was a bit out of sorts there, and Maya Smith was about to breathe down their neck. Oh, and Maya Smith wins the ball back. She wants to go inside, outside. She's still going, Maya Smith. She's stopped at the last hurdle, though. Again, seems to be the story of her afternoon. She can get past 1, she can get past 2, but it's that third blockade that usually stifles her. Here comes Dobbin now. She's got space. She plays a great switch ball across the park. Right-footed shot. It's a half effort there from Clunas. Great ball there and great vision from Dobbin, who didn't just play what she saw in front of her. She had the side vision there, if you will, to spray it all the way left, and it really created some opportunity. Now the Cap U fans on the other side are a bit up in arms over a potential handball. Not called by the referee. Morris now under pressure from Sang. Plays it off the shins of the advanced midfielder, and it'll be a throw-in for Cap U. And it looks like we had the clock go down ever so slightly there. It's reading 52 minutes. It hasn't continued to tick, though. Free kick won there by Capilano University, now into the 57th minute. Still 1-0. Isabel Dobbins, 20th minute marker, holding up at the moment for the Douglas College Royals. Maya Fraser plays an aerial ball vertically, 10 yards up the right channel. Alexis King couldn't come away with it. Maya Smith is now going to try and wriggle some space. Ashlyn Grimm takes it off of her. Ooh, King has won the ball back. Can she spray it left? She can. It takes a fortuitous hop, though. But Miata, who has done ever so well as that last line of defense. I know she's probably playing as an outside, but just seems whenever they need a timely tackle or an interception or one last player to just fly in there and take away some options. She's been right there, Johnny on the spot. Miata, very well done. Playing up the center of the park now. She started a little bit wide when she was playing, or perhaps got dragged wide. But she's doing a really good job right now at the moment, just keeping Capilano quiet. Ferris on the dribble. Ferris tries to get it into the feet of the on-running Pather. It'll be a throw-in for Bolognese right in front of her bench. For Salvino. Good play there by Salvino. Maya Fraser trying to get the ball forward in a timely fashion. It's one down, though, by Buckle. Now Claver Valdez has it. Miata back to Chung. She gets way underneath that goal kick. Salvino, unchallenged, plays it, looking to play it laterally for Chanel Morris, but Pak Tung Sang snuck in behind and put a touch to it. Ball over the top, looking for Dobbin. Might have been a dash offside, but the keeper, Salvino, Amaya Salvino, saw that one and was able to snuff it out before it really became a problem. Ferris takes a healthy chunk out of Claver Valdez there from behind. And it'll be a free kick for Douglas and Katie Buckle right on the halfway line. Ball flows just over the head of Sophie Pather. Buckle puts a touch to it. Sophie Pather looks like she's been shot out of a cannon to start this half. She is chasing down every ball and really making life hard on the defense. Dobbin now feathers it in for Pak Tung Sang. To her right foot, she can't do it. Oh, Claver Valdez had an open net. All she had to do was side foot it in, but it was her left-footed instep. I don't think she was expecting the ball to get to her, as Pak Tung Sang looked like she'd been muscled out there by Chanel Morris. A little bit of a scrambly play there. Real chance, though, for Douglas. It has to be said. Should be 2-0. Dobbin tries to play it in for Claver Valdez. Maya Fraser did ever so well there. Bolognese into the path of Pather. Misplaced pass there by Buckle. Now for Maya Smith. She's on the truck. Could she get to the outside of Miata? She can't. It looks like Maya Smith is in some discomfort there. She got crunched on the left foot by Miata. And she'll be okay. It looks like Maya Smith will carry on. Smith tries to open up for a shot. That one's charged down. Now a through ball finds Dobbin. She's onside from the halfway line. She's at a bit of an angle. Maya Fraser's making her paces back. Dobbin comes centrally. Dobbin, right-footed shot, is right at the keeper. Well, saved by Salvino, and Dobbin, who from that type of distance you feel is a 10 out of 10 shot to make it 2-0. Just plays it dead centrally at Salvino, and Capilano stay alive for the time being. Smith now gets the ball. Can she spread it wide left? She's got tons of options. Ferris and Salvino are both criminally unmarked here, but nobody could find them in this left channel. Good dribble there by Clunas as she gets past, I believe it's Di Lorenzo, but her touch gets too far ahead of her. This game is starting to open up. I wouldn't say it's been a cagey affair by any stretch of the imagination, but it's been tight, that's for sure. Good take and turn there by Tudhope. She had Claver Valdez square, but goes for Pak Tung Sang, who all of a sudden things are starting to open up for Pak Tung Sang. Valdez, Claver Valdez now right-footed. Is she going to take on her marker Bolognese? She will. She's into the penalty box. Good tackle there by Bolognese, who gets it just right. And now she's going to try and shrug off Claver Valdez. It's a healthy battle there between the two. Oh, she tried to feather a ball forward on the through for Pather, but it was cut out by Haley Rogers, who good to see has recovered from that earlier knock she took in the half here. Return ball, Pak Tung Sang and Dobbin are working together like a well-oiled machine at the moment. But it's a very stingy defense from Capilano. They're not giving away much. Right-footed effort there from Buckle. Takes a bit of a hop, but Salvino, calm under pressure, didn't trouble her too much. She'll kick it out for Maya Smith. One down, but only as far as Pak Tung Sang and Douglas have settled into a nice little rhythm here after having to weather an early Capilano high press in this second half. 63rd minute, Isabel Dobbin, the lone goal in this one. The winner moves on to meet VIU tomorrow in the gold medal game, PACWEST Provincials. Tudhope, can she get behind the back line? Salvino does very well there, and she spreads the wings too. She wasn't taking any chances with that one as the two Salvinos link up, one on the Shepherd and one on the claim. Dobbin. Good lateral ball, 10 yards for Clunas. Clunas opening up. Still going Clunas. Tried to pork it forward for Pak Tung Sang. This is a chance for Capilano. It's Maya Smith who's onside. Can she keep going, Smith? She's only got one option. It's Sophie Pather. Tried to play it between the legs of Jessica Lau. The all-star Jessica Lau, and just couldn't get there. She needed to swerve that ball in from Pather, who even Pather had her hands full with a couple defenders. It looked promising, but Douglas dropped to snuff out that counterattack pretty well. Good defending there by the Royals after it looked like Maya Smith and Sophie Pather might have their way. Smith gets the ball back, puts it into the area. It's cut back just enough for Ferris. Can she get there? Oh, Ferris made a serious issue of it, but it was Haley Rogers who dished the ball just in the nick of time. Morris, Alex Rhodes, shot, deflection. Morris gets it back again. Tries to go wide right for Maya Smith, but it was cut out. Alex Rhodes was also in the mix there as well. Clunas in for Pak Tung Sang. And looks like we'll see a substitution here. It'll be Capilano who will bring in some fresh legs. It'll be Amelia Mori, and she'll replace first half substitute Alex Rode. I'm surprised Kai Belbin hasn't gotten back into this one. She's so great from a service point of view and from a passing point of view. I just wonder if there was a physical ailment that's keeping her from returning to the pitch here, or perhaps the coach just wants to try something a bit different tactically, because usually Kai Belbin is one of those real chance creators for the Capilano Blues. Amelia Mori, the number 15, now into this one. Ooh, and there's a heap of bodies down the middle of the park. The referee shows a bit of mercy. Capilano wins the ball back. It's been no lack of effort for Capilano. They're scrapping every bit of the way here. It's very tidy defense from Douglas College today, it has to be said. They have not conceded a whole heck of a lot here. I think it's going to take something special or something extremely fortuitous to beat Douglas at the moment. They're playing pretty well at the back. Ferris tries to launch a bit of a through ball attack herself, but just a bit too much steam on that one. It would have been a tough ask for Maya Smith or Sophie Pather to try and get on the end of that one. Dobbin. Clunas. She might have a blast from here. She will, right-footed, just probably about 2 or 3 yards wide, though, and not enough real mustard to trouble the all-black keeper mitts of Amaya Salvino. If you're just joining us, Isabel Dobbin, the lone goal in the 20th minute or so. Winner of this matchup between Douglas and Capilano meets the VIU women tomorrow in the gold medal match at noon, and we'll have the stream of that one for you right here, of course. King. Salvino. Ooh, a great forward ball there for, I think it was Maury. Just rolled under her foot, though, and she couldn't control it. That ball just lashed clear. Maya Smith's going to try and get on the end of it. Pather actually heads it forward for herself. Could she get the touch back into the area? She almost did. She just couldn't get her foot around it and wrap it back into the penalty box. Good effort there from Sophie Pather, who, as I mentioned, she's been running around like crazy in the second half. She's putting her best foot forward, that's for sure. Morris wins it down. Ferris now has options. He's going to carry it forward towards the penalty box. Ferris, this looks like a real promising opportunity. The ball cut back, comes off of Rogers. Morris snaps in to win it back. Good play here from Capilano. And it'll be a throw in for Douglas. As it was Ferris, just couldn't reel it in. Oh, Maya Smith gets past. It was Jessica Lau, finally got to the outside of her, the inside I should say. But it was Buckle who put up another hurdle for Smith. And that'll be a foul on the back of Amelia Maury. Capilano getting ever closer here. I thought Maya Smith, once she put it through the legs of Lau, there was just going to uncork a shot. It's been the story of her evening. The ball was just an inch too far ahead of her to really lean into one. Here comes Salvino on the free kick. She's been dangerous all day, has Salvino. This time, Chung decides to punch it. Looked like she might have been able to just clutch and claim that one, but Morris sizing up some passing options, tried to hit it into the path of Maury. She actually got it there. Fraser comes away with it in the middle of the park. Good play there by Maury, who's been a handful. She's fighting a bit of a size mismatch at the moment. She's forced to drag back Ashlyn Grimm, who's just kind of keeping her at arm's length. Stick around for the men's matchup. Douglas versus Capilano. The winner moves on to meet Langara men. Today's semifinal at 3, and of course the gold medal men's game versus Langara tomorrow at 3. The women's affair, though, Currently 1-0 for Douglas. If they pull off the victory, they move on to meet VIU women tomorrow in the gold medal game at noon. King. Her touch takes her to the right touchline. She tried to dish for Maury. A bit of a miscommunication there. And it ends up being a Douglas free kick. Oof. And Alexis King gets a good chunk of buckle from behind. Who's going to stay down. She's already had a chunk taken out of her today in that first half. She's just asking for a stern talking to for King, who was a bit of a cynical challenge. She was never going to win that from behind, but she decided to give the business to Buckle anyways, so maybe a bit of frustration seeping in there. Nonetheless, Douglas free kick, dead central, just inside the Capilano half. The penalty box now, it's Clunis who's forced back. Jessica Lau now back to Clunis inside the penalty box. Tries to side foot it into the path of Pak Tung Sang. It takes a deflection. It'll be a corner kick for Douglas from the far left corner from the broadcast vantage point. 20 minutes to go here, and if Douglas were to double their lead here, it would take something pretty special from Capilano, you would feel, to wrestle away a victory from the ladies in white and green. It's low and hard right along the goal line almost. Managed to stay in play. Amelia Mori was the closest to it. Pak Tung Sang puts it back in again. Mori charges it down. Great play there. Can Maya Smith get out of her feet? She can't, but it was thumped clear by Salvino, who was taking no chances there. She had Mori along the touchline, but I think she just wanted to clear the danger. Pak Tung Sang now, is she going to run onto this one? Ooh, Salvino and Fraser almost made a bit of a mix of that one. And Pak Tung Sang jumped on the loose ball, but it was Salvino who was just there in the nick of time. Maury has it now. Floated ball into the area, dealt with by Rogers. She nods it calmly down outside the area. That was almost too calm by Rogers. She's got ice running through her veins, I think. I would have been a bit more panicked in that scenario, but she did the right thing and just outlet it for her teammates. And Douglas just trying to take a big bit of the sting out of this one. Good play there by Buckle, who gives the shimmy and shake to Alexis King. Pak Tung Sang, though, she's in the mix with a set of blue legs. There's a serious battle going on in the middle of the park now between Alexis King and Katie Buckle, as it looked like King threw her down, was then calling for an embellishment foul. So keep your eye on 6 and 20 in the middle of the park, everyone. That's going to be a scrap to watch. They've taken over where Bolaños and Claver Valdez left off in that first half. You love to see it. Some good spirited, robust, but fair competition in the middle of the park. I think we have a substitute coming on here. I believe it's for Cap. Ball into the area. Oof. That was very calm by Salvino and Maya Fraser, as it looked like Ava Tudhope was going to get there and really cause some havoc. Maya Smith now gets the ball to Salvino. Back to Smith now, who's playing further wide as this game has gone on here. She's been kind of isolated on the far right touchline. And that ball looked like it came out. In fact, it did. It'll be a Capilano throw in just inside the Douglas half. And here comes the substitution. It'll be for Capilano.
Entering the game for Capilano, number 2, Clara Ramilo.
It's Chanel Morris who's going to come off, and it'll be Clara Ramilo. Chanel Morris was involved in all the good things for Capilano. She had a bit of a half chance in that first half. It was probably a shot from about 17 yards out that just carried wide of Vanessa Chung's net. Pak Tung Sang. Oof, and then I think it's Amelia Mori crunches over Clunas from behind. Only one substitution, I believe, for Douglas all game, if at all. Ooh, Dobbin gets a healthy chunk out of Maya Fraser, and that's going to be a yellow card here. She just left the boot in a bit too late, and Maya Fraser was going to get up and give her the business. But once he saw the yellow card coming out, she said, I'll let her take the yellow and I'll behave myself. But Maya Fraser was certainly about to get up and at least give her a stern talking to, that's for sure. I know angry body language when I see it, let me tell you. I've been on the receiving end of a few nasty tackles myself, and I've dealt a few. Good patience there by Maya Fraser, and you can't fault Isabel Dobbin for trying to go in for that ball. It was nothing malicious. She was just a bit late to the party, and the tackle was just a dash high. Salvino plays it short. Di Lorenzo on the deck for Maya Smith, who has her back to goal, wants to roll her defender, Jessica Lau. It's now clipped into the penalty box area. Haley Rogers, who's been really great with her clearances all day today, it has to be said. Pak Tung Sang. Bit of an optimistic through ball there. I think it would have been a tough ask for Clunas to chase that one. Cap get the ball back. Cap have probably enjoyed the better of the possession here today. If you looked at the statistics, I'm sure they've held the ball more, but they just haven't been able to break down Capilano, and they just seem a bit off their rhythm today, do Capilano. Douglas has been very good at the back. Woo! That was a slide tackle and a half. I think it was the number 6, Alexis King, who flew in from behind on Pak Tung Sang. And I think King might get the worst of it after all is said and done. She's still down, sprawled out on the deck. I don't think she's going to receive any treatment, perhaps just a bit of cramp. Yeah, it looks like it's a bit of cramp as Sophie Pather just helps her uncramp. I don't know how to phrase this. She's helping her uncramp. That's what that is. That's what's happening down there. Ball floated over the top. Tudhope almost managed to wriggle through. I think it was 3 blue shirts there. King. Salvino, long raking through ball. Hits the shins of Buckle. Nobody there to pick up the pieces for Capilano. Maya Smith asking for the ball centrally. She's going to get it. Plays it wide right for Maury. Maury forward for Smith. Still going Smith. Ooh, meets another wall, and she has been battered today, Maya Smith. She keeps going, but she has been thumped over in spectacular fashion at least a good half dozen times. She is going to be sore. She will require the ice bath tonight, and I can say that with confidence. She's still going, though, Maya Smith. Look at her charge this one down. She pulls the ball into the area. It flashes across the face of goal. Nobody to meet it at the back post. And when they've had good crossing and bodies in the area, Capilano can cause problems. They just had a real tough time sorting out their numbers today. We're going to see, I believe it's the first substitution of the game for Douglas. It'll be Ava Tudhope, who's probably one of my shouts for player of the match here today, despite not being on the goal scoring sheet. She will come off. Douglas get the ball back. Oh, just dropped some change out of my pocket. Hey, don't get any ideas, fellas. That's for lunch money today, okay? I'm going to pick that up. I don't trust these guys up here in the booth. They'll take your lunch money. I'm kidding. They're good guys. Throw in by Douglas. I don't think $2 gets you much these days anyways, does it? I don't think so. I don't think it even gets you into the party. A little bit of rain coming down now here in Langley. We just heard a few drops on the top of our canopy, our tent here at the broadcast level, so things might be getting a bit soggy in the next couple of minutes for the tail end of this game. Clara Ramilo fighting it out with Isabel Dobbin. They managed to poke it out wide right for the number 8, Clunas. Great dribble there by Clunas. Did the ball come out of play? Oh, it did. My goodness. That is some luck there from Capilano, because Salvino, who hasn't been out of position all game, got skinned there by Clunas, and that was going to be a serious chance. The rain is coming down here. It's official, everybody, here in Langley. We expected an atmospheric river. We thought we'd get lucky, but it doesn't always happen to somebody else. It can happen to you too. We've got a player down now on the park. Far right side. I want to say it's not Salvino, or is it Salvino? Yeah, it's Salvino. And the player that came on there for Douglas moments ago, she's wearing number 11, but on our roster she usually wears number 28. That's Mia Jenkinson. Good defending, patient defending there by Isabella Bolognese, who she had her hands full with Anna Claver-Valdez in that first half, but she's done just enough to kind of phase her out of the game. Really good play there by Bolognese, she was getting beat for pace, but I think she eventually just got her positioning right and got her passing and everything in between right, and Claver-Valdez has more or less been kept quiet. Is that mine? Wow, my alarm was just going off in the parking lot. It's all happening here today, man. I'm losing change. My car alarm was going off. I actually should probably go look at that after the game. Salvino at the halfway line. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. And we know she can rake in a great aerial cross. It's nodded and helped on by Alexis King. It was well done by King. It falls to Clara Ramilo. She's hounded by Jenkinson. Ooh, was that a robust challenge? It was, and she didn't get any of the ball. The referee says play on. It was Di Lorenzo who got clobbered that time. And it looked like she wanted to go in for some seconds herself, did Di Lorenzo. Capilano will concede the throw-in, and it'll be Douglas who will take their sweet time to get to that one. We're less than 5 minutes away from the 90. I can't imagine. There probably is a little bit of stoppage. We had Haley Rogers down. We had Buckle down once or twice. I think Maya Smith got stepped on once or twice. So I'd probably guess at least 2 or 3, maybe even 4 minutes of added time here. We'll see if Capilano can make the most of it. Jenkinson now hounding, I should say, Ferris. She does well, though, Ferris, to get it into the path of Pather. Pather lifts it over top. Ooh, Maya Smith was just waiting for that ball to get over the shoulder of Lau, but her and Miata just dealt with it. And a stoppage in play here. We'll have a substitution for Capilano. They're going to bring on Taylor Melnick.
Entering the game for Capilano, number 18, Taylor Melnick.
Isabella Bolognese to Salvino. Fraser right up the middle of the park, and it's rebounded off Pak Tung Sang and Isabel Dobbin, who was waiting at the halfway line. She's going to cut back inside on Fraser. And if it wasn't for the backtracking tackle of Salvino, I think Dobbin has a real chance on net there. Substitution now for Douglas as they'll bring on some reinforcements. It's Emma Sarin coming on. And it'll be Anna Claver Valdez coming off.
Entering the game for Douglas, number 14, Emma Sarin.
If Capilano have anything in their back pocket, now's the time to pull it out. Time is of the essence here. They've got less than 3 minutes plus stoppage, so call it 6 if you want. Clunis can't keep the ball in. Capilano will get a chance to play out from the back. It's Bolognese into the substitute. Melnick. She can't get around the ball, though, and it'll go right back the way of the Royals. Ooh, and Isabel Dobbin looks like she just got the Achilles stepped on there. And that'll probably add some time on. She'll pick herself up. Good on Dobbin. It'll be a throw in the way of Capilano as Dobbin couldn't keep the ball, and it's just taken a little bit too fast, though, by Capilano. They weren't even set up. Foul now as Dobbin trips Alexis King. The rain holding off just now. It's just kind of spitting out. Salvino again. Probably the best passer on the park today for Capilano. Fraser now tries to first time side-footed up the park. Way advances Maya Fraser, and it's been a couple times she's done that. And it's been kind of brought right back into the Douglas zone, so she'll certainly need to watch her spacing. I know they need to get forward to Capilano and Maya Fraser, but the last thing they want to do is get caught out here. Melnick watches the ball deflect off of Buckle. Another throw in for Capilano. Melnick takes it quickly. It's Maya Smith. Tries to wriggle to the outside. It's poked away by Haley Rogers. Another throw in. Maya Smith into the path of Sophie Pather, who I've said that a few times. What a rip! Oh my! Oh, what a goal! Sophie Pather from distance. It knuckles into the top portion of the net. After Maya Smith tees her up. What a goal. What an equalizer in the 90th minute. Oh! With stoppage time to go, extra time looms. 30 minutes followed by penalty kicks. If this stays 1-1, and there's been chances left, right, and center for Douglas. Isabella Dobbin stopped on a breakaway. Gilded's chance for Pak Tung Sang. And Douglas are asking, they're lobbying for something here. I'm not sure what the referee has Oh, he's blown the goal. There was some conversations there. I was wondering what the potential claim could have been. Possibly Maya Smith in the build-up. And let's be honest here, it was a fortuitous rip, and now all of a sudden Capilano have come to life. Sophie Pather, the goal scorer, she has it outside the area.
Sophie Pather.
For Maya Smith. And this game has been turned on its head. Maya Smith and Sophie Pather linking up, and they've been their best two players all day, combined with Salvino for my money. Alexis King also in the mix as well. Whew. I did not see that coming. I said it was going to take something very fortuitous or very special. I think that was a bit of both, because I don't know if she meant it, but she swiped at it and it did exactly what she needed it to do. It knuckled and it dipped into that top corner. And I don't want to call it against the run of play, because I think Capilano have probably had more of the ball, and they certainly have put their best foot forward as far as effort, but prior to that goal, they hadn't really created a real chance all day long. But just in the nick of time, Maya Smith and Sophie Pather spring into action, and Capilano, despite having not beaten Douglas all season long, find themselves back in the scrap here. What a matchup. These PACWEST semifinals never disappoint. That's quite the act that the gold medal game will have to follow tomorrow. We're still going in this one. This might not go into extra time, as Capilano look like they want to put this one to bed before the end of the 90 or 90 plus 94. Salvino into the box. Maya Fraser's there. It was Clara Ramilo who stooped down the closest. It ended up being a foul in the 6-yard box on Pak Tung Sang anyways. It probably would have been brought back, but ever so close, and there is the full-time whistle. Capilano earned themselves another 30 minutes of soccer here. It's a fantastic blast from Sophie Pather. And we'll have two 15-minute halves, not golden goals, so even if a goal is scored, we will continue to the end of the 30. And if that doesn't solve anything, we go to penalty kicks. But my goodness, it looked like Douglas had it wrapped up a few times. Isabel Dobbin opened the scoring in the 20th minute. She was stopped on a breakaway in that second half. And there was a few kind of needly moments at the end there for Capilano. But Maya Smith wins the ball down just outside the 18 before Sophie Pather unleashes a ferocious shot that left Vanessa Chung absolutely stranded. It was probably a 25-yard blast. That one will be making some highlight reels for sure. My goodness, extra time. And I think we as fans deserve it after that one. That was a really riveting game, riveting 90, and we still got more to go here. They will take a very quick break here, grab some more Gatorade and some orange slices, and we'll get you going with extra time in the next 3 minutes or so. It's a 5-minute on the clock now, so they'll get a wee bit of a break. I'll take a break. I need to get my voice back after that. And we'll come back with more PACWEST provincial action. The women up first, Douglas and Capilano. The winner meets VIU. It's 1-1, and we're headed to extra time. Welcome back to the PACWEST Women's Provincial Semifinal as we get set for extra time here. It looked like Douglas did just enough to see their way to a 1-0 victory in the 90th minute under some controversy. Maya Smith tees up Sophie Pather, who launched an absolute rocket of a shot into the top net. It would make any highlight reel across the world. And at the death, Capilano, who haven't beaten Douglas all season, they're 0-3-1 against them. Only 1 point from all their meetings. Have managed to scrape a draw here, force extra time, and if they can see their way through the next 30, we will be going to penalty kicks if it stays a draw. But Douglas, who have probably had the better of the chances. Anna Claver-Valdez stopped twice from point-blank range. Isabel Dobbins stopped on a breakaway despite having scored in an almost identical position earlier in the matchup. Couldn't get that insurance marker, that extra cushion, and Capilano punished them. The winner of this matchup meets VIU tomorrow in the gold medal game. Let's see what these ladies have in store here. We're now into extra time, 2 15-minute halves. And Katie Buckle is down again. It has not been her day. She has been clobbered at least 3 times here. I think it was Maya Smith with a dash of a high boot when coming through her. And looks like Buckle will stay down here in some discomfort. She eventually gets back up. The men's matchup was scheduled for 3, but we can only assume it'll be pushed to 3:30 here with the extra time and potential penalty kicks. And of course, that's Douglas and Capilano as well. The winner meeting the Langara men tomorrow. So kickoff here probably around 3:30, but we will have it for you on the stream, so stay tuned. Langley, BC, the host venue of these PACWEST Provincial Championships. Willoughby Field, the home of Vancouver FC in the CPL, right next door to the LEC, which is the home of the Vancouver Giants WHL team, as well as the Vancouver Bandits Basketball Club, and formerly Vancouver Stealth of the NLL Lacrosse League as well. Pak Tung Sang into the area now. Tries to clip in a left-footed cross. It comes off the breadbasket of Maya Fraser, the captain, and it'll be a corner kick for the number 2 all-star mention as well prior to the match for Pak Tung Sang. A handful in this match on both squads. Douglas College, the Royals, and Capilano. Pak Tung Sang, right-footed into the 6-yard box. It's an in-swinger headed clear by Salvino. Amelia Mori now puts the boots to it. Emma Saran was the closest. Left-footed shot now, this time from Jessica Lau, goes wide. Douglas College in their familiar strip, white and royal green. They're playing from right to left on your stream today. Whereas Capilano are in the navy blue with white and silver trim. They are playing left to right on your broadcast stream here today. The weather was supposed to be a bit dicey, but it's held up for now. Slight spitting just before the end of the second half. Ooh, that's a robust challenge there. It's Caitlin Johnson who's now come onto the park. She crunched over Ashlyn Grimm. Free kick dead centrally for Pak Tung Sang. Ball right into the penalty dot. It's headed straight up into the air for Maya Fraser. We'll award our players of the match. We give them out in these provincial championships after the 90 minutes of every match. Maya Fraser taking home the honors for Capilano for their player of the match. Her combined efforts with the goalkeeper Salvino just kept the likes of Isabel Dobbin, Anna Claver-Valdez, and Ava Tudhope at bay. As Jenkinson misses her shot there. Player of the match for Douglas was the number 7, Ava Tudhope, which might be a sneaky kind of mention. Usually the goal scorers get the plaudits or the defensive stalwarts, but Ava Tudhope was immense in the middle of the park for Douglas, especially in that first half. She was calling for every ball. She was meeting every ball. She set up Isabella Dobbin a few times. Ball around the back now. Maya Smith onside. No, she's offside. It's a stop anyways. Good effort there for Capilano. So Ava Tudhope, the number 7, gets player of the match honors for Douglas. And the number 20, the captain, Maya Fraser, who also got an all-star mention before this one. Her defensive efforts. You could also tag Salvino, Amaya Salvino, the keeper, in that as well. She stopped a handful of chances as well. Player of the match there for the captain, Maya Fraser. Ball over the top for Maya Smith. Is she onside? She is onside this time. She cuts back to her right foot. She has options, clips it to the back post. Caitlin Johnson's there. She's waiting for it to arrive. She was expecting, I think, Alexis King, who got thumped over and couldn't really get back up. Di Lorenzo crossed into the area. It's far too central, and whoo, Alexis King flies in there, and Vanessa Chung saw that locomotive coming her way and decided to take it and take a little bit of a sidestep as well, avoid the contact. Capilano, you feel, can smell a bit of blood here. I will say that Douglas looks like a little bit better of a well-oiled machine, but Capilano has just not stopped running today. They have not given up an inch. Maya Smith now at the goal line. Can she get across it? She does. It's right to the waiting mitts of Chung. Did it go out for a goal kick? I think it did. And it's a goal kick. I thought, it must have gone out from Maya Smith's cross. Beg your pardon. I thought she had managed to keep that one in, and then I saw Vanessa Chung kind of step out with it, and I thought, maybe she's just won a corner kick here, but it did come out before it met the mitts of Vanessa Chung. Good call there from the linesman. Ball played forward. I think it was Clunas, and she kind of threw her hands up in disgust with herself. She knows she could have got that one a little bit better. She was trying to play in the substitute, Mia Jenkinson. Buckle wins it down for Dobbin into the path of Pak Tung Sang, but it was just a ball's width over the head of Sang. Maya Smith, rolls her defender Jessica Lau, and the referee will bring it back. Good call there by the referee. I thought that one might escape his vision, but Maya Smith, who loves to back into defenders and roll in roulette, did just enough there. And has won a dangerous free kick. It's going to be Michaela Salvino again, who, of all the passers on Capilano today, outside of maybe Maya Smith, I think she's done the best work, Salvino, especially in the air. Every time she plays the ball into the penalty box, you sense there's a real chance that could happen here. Right-footed in-swinger from Salvino. It's a beauty, too. Hooks into the back post. It bobbles. No one deals with it. King was calling for a handball, but she was the only one. It's eventually cleared by Douglas as far as Bolognese at the halfway line. Great ball by Salvino into the feet of Johnson. She tried to get it back to Fraser, and this has opened up the park just a little bit for Dobbin. Michaela, or I beg your pardon, it's Clunas on the far side. I thought it was Jenkinson. Good play there by Bolognese. Good play by Bolognese. It looked like she might have been outmatched there for space and pace, but she got across and makes the tackle on Clunas. As the rain is holding up just for the time being, there's sun on the far side of the pitch behind Vanessa Chung. The ball falls down. This is a great chance. Offside. It's offside. The number 14, Emma Saran, probably saw her name on the marquee in the Stars when the ball fell to her in such a favorable position, but she was just a dash offside there, and she didn't really need to be. She had acres of space, as Capilano had just forgotten her out of the back post. Good takedown by Maya Smith, who almost had to leap in the air to get it. Smith now offside. It is the right call, though, as Maury had just drifted offside. She was about a body's width offside. It was a clever idea, though, from Capilano. Lau, very quick take and turn. Unfortunately, her pass was just a few inches behind Dobbin. Capilano just seemed to be playing with a new confidence since that goal. I'm sure VIU, I don't know if they're in attendance here today, but I'm sure they're watching the stream anyways, trying to get a bit of a scouting report on who they could potentially meet. Ball into the area! Sophie Pather was there. It was a great tackle by, I believe, it was Haley Rogers again, who's been kind of Johnny on the spot for those last-ditch kind of determination tackles. She did just enough to get goal side of Sophie Pather there after a well-worked little play down this right channel. Ball helped on by Alexis King. Amelia Morey's going to chase it. Keeps it in, does Morey. Well done. And it's one down by Salvino. Great chest. Right-footed, left-footed rip by Salvino. She hit it dead straight. Unfortunately, it was almost too perfect of a shot. And it's an easy takedown by Vanessa Chung. As mentioned, I'm sure the VIU women watching the stream, the coaching staff, trying to figure out who they meet tomorrow. Tomorrow's gold medal match right here at Willoughby Park at 12 o'clock sharp. And the men's matchup, Langara men are waiting by at 3 o'clock tomorrow to meet the winner of the Douglas and Cap men. They get going probably around 3:30 today, just the way this game is panning out. It was set for a 3 o'clock start, but they do require a certain amount of warm-up time. And this one looks like it might be going the distance. Isabel Dobbin had a left-footed lash there from about 25 yards out, right into the waiting mitts of Amaya Salvino, who, yes, Maya Fraser got player of the match. But I think Salvino gets a very honorable mention because without her shot-stopping prowess, I think it's a different story here today. We have a player down now. Maya Smith won the ball cleanly. Unfortunately, when she did win the ball went right through, I think is it Haley Rogers? I don't think it is, actually. I think Haley Rogers probably more in the back line, but just trying to suss out a number here. It was a clean tackle by Smith. Unfortunately, it was just caught the midfielder leaning a certain way, and she stayed down. She's in some discomfort, and immediately the referee, once he saw that the attack had snuffed out, made sure to stop the play and give a bit of attention and care to the player down. Still haven't seen a number. Yeah, it's not Haley Rogers. She's kind of in the scrum with the rest of her teammates just outside their penalty box at the moment. If you're just joining us, Isabel Dobbin opened the scoring in the 20th minute before Sophie Pather equalized on an absolute stunner. A 25-yard blast into the top right corner in the 90th minute on level terms. Also, if you're just joining us, a handful of all-star nods handed out today before the matches on the women's side. A handful from each club. VIU, who of course are standing by in that gold medal game tomorrow around noon. Saki Mashida, who also took home Player of the Year. Hannah Wagner, Maya Creed, and Caden Thorpe. Their coach also brought home Coach of the Year, Bobby Taylor from VIU, and Rookie of the Year, Avery Henderson. For Douglas College, the goal scorer, Isabel Dobbin, and Jessica Lau and Pak Tong Sang, getting all-star nods for Cap U, Maya Smith, and the captain, Maya Fraser. Whereas Langara College, all-star tips of the caps to Amber Wells and Alex Paul. Looks like we're back underway here. It's Kelly Miata who got crunched, which is so unfortunate. She's had such a good game today. Her and Haley Rogers have been immense. Jessica Lau as well. It's been a very positive performance from those three ladies. And just hate to see Kelly Miata's day end like this, and it looks like she won't be able to continue. It's going to be Alyssa Green coming into the affair, the number 18. And we'll see what that changes as far as the defensive makeup for Douglas, because Miata, Lau, Rogers, they had a serious understanding back there, and they were not giving up a ton of opportunities. Back underway now. That'll add a bit of stoppage time to the end of this first 15 minutes, which we're going to get into in about a minute and a half here. Dobbin, hounded by Ramilo, who's giving up a bit of a size mismatch, but don't tell that to Miss Clara Ramilo. She's not backing down for anything. Good ball for Pak Tung Sang inside the penalty box. Pak Tung Sang with a right-footed rip. That one just a bit wide of the near post. It looked like it might tuck up into that top corner of Amaya Salvino, but she didn't look too concerned. Did the double zero in net, which you like to see. It's an unconventional number, but when you see somebody rock it, it's good to see. It's good to see. Aim to be different. Don't blend in with the crowd. Good support here today from the Douglas Royals fans. They've been on their cowbells, their vuvuzelas, their megaphones, their harmonicas, their firecrackers, their any type of device you can use to make a noise. They've brought it to the park here today, and they've been using them for 90 minutes. It's brought a little bit of a boisterous atmosphere to the field here at Willoughby Park. And of course, the Cap U fans were ready to match them. They brought the thunder sticks out, those big loud noise-making dealies that you bring out of the basketball game to annoy people. They brought those. So good support from both squads. If they've come out with all their noisemakers, all their fans, all their colors, you love to see it at the college level. Dennis Kindle giving some instructions to his ladies, the Cap coach. Amelia Mori now keeps it in. She's done that a few times. That's not easy to do, getting around the backside of some of those defenders and then trying to hook around. This is broken favorably for Capilano, and it's Michaela Salvino, who's just who you want blasting from 18 yards out. Unfortunately, it took a deflection off, I think it was the substitute, Alyssa Green. Good charge down there by the number 18, Isabel Dobbin now. Bodied off of it by Ramilo. Johnson comes away with it. She's being hounded by Emma Saren. Johnson. And that'll be the end of the first half of extra time. 15 minutes in the books. We'll take a very quick break here. Still tied 1-1. We'll come back with another 15 minutes of extra time. If that doesn't solve anything, we go straight to penalty kicks. The winner of Douglas and Capilano meets VIU tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Welcome back to Willoughby Field here in lovely Langley, British Columbia, Canada, as we get set for the second half of extra time in this PACWEST provincial semi-final between Capilano and Douglas. Isabel Dobbin in the 20th minute, Sophie Pather in the 90th minute have where we stand 1-1. Cap haven't beaten Douglas all season long. They've only managed to draw across their 4 meetings. Perhaps they can change that here today. If nothing is solved in this next 15 minutes, we go straight to penalty kicks. The winner meets VIU, Vancouver Island University from Nanaimo, tomorrow at 12 o'clock in the gold medal game. Riveting stuff here today at the park. Pather, Maya Smith, linking up again. Pather into the box, first time ball across. Oh, Maury couldn't deal with it, but it settled for King. King slices up a shot. It's a right footer. Knuckles, and Vanessa Chung did just enough to not cough up a rebound there. It looked like it might pop out of her grasp there. Capilano, who have looked a lot more in sync since scoring that late equalizer. Here's Isabel Dobbin. They can't let her shoot. She can shoot from anywhere. Salvino, clearance. And Jessica Lauer, opposite number 21, will knee it right back into the danger zone. Caitlin Johnson's going to try and keep this in play. No luck. Douglas winning the ball back. Douglas probably creating the more gilt-edged chances over the course of play so far, but it's been Capilano who have really put in the effort. They really put in their best foot forward. They've been running all day long. And they're really making life hard on Douglas. And now that Cap's found a bit of a rhythm in their game, they look to be more in control of things in this extra time frame than Douglas. That is to say, don't count out the Royals. Very potent on the counterattack, as we've seen with Isabel Dobbin throughout the game. 2 breakaways and a handful of chances for Anna Claver Valdez. Now a right-footed shot there from Katie Buckle, probably about 2 feet over the bar, but the keeper, Amaya Salvino, didn't take any chances. She saw that one the whole way. Ball won down by Emma Saran. Isabel Dobbin tried to play a first-timer into the path of Jenkinson. That one was cut out by Ramilo, who since, I don't know if she's been given a man marking assignment, Ramilo, but she's done ever so well of keeping Dobbin quiet the last couple of minutes or so. Probably about the last 10 or 15, really. And it's a size mismatch, which is very interesting as well. Ramilo drops, ball from Pak Tung Sang looking for Dobbin to run onto. And Di Lorenzo, who took a little bit too long to pass that ball, watches Dobbin flash in. Ooh, that's a good cross. Jenkinson's the closest. It's nodded away by Maya Fraser. Still alive, though, for Douglas. On the far side with Ashlyn Grimm. She puts in a left-footed cross. That one dealt by Maya Fraser. No, it got under her leg, and Pak Tung Sang was the closest, almost to poke it home. But, again, Amaya Salvino. If Fraser hasn't gotten to any of the balls first, it's been Salvino at the doorstep to win it back. Maya Smith tries to thread one through for Sophie Pather to chase. It's cut out by Haley Rogers, and now Alyssa Green will go all the way back. Ball over the top from Isabel Bolognese. It looks to be offside. It is. Amelia Mori came back from an offside position. Not by a ton, but she was just a body's width offside, which is enough to cause the linesman to raise his flag. 12 minutes to go here before we go for penalty kicks, which I don't think anybody likes penalty kicks. Even if you're the best player in the world, nobody wants to end the game on a penalty kick. And Maya Smith tugs back Jessica Lau. Jessica Lau wasn't having any of that. She gives Maya Smith a two-hander from behind. No yellow cards, but good spirited interchange there between Smith and Lau, who've been going tooth and nail at each other all afternoon. Good interception there by Lau. Salvino just thumps it back up the park. Vanessa Chung will come to the far portion of her area. Now she's out of her net, and she's got to be careful here, Chung. She does ever so well to play it back for the number 8, Clunas. But Capilano are enjoying life at the moment here in the Douglas end. They just got to uncork a shot and get a real opportunity here. Ramilo can go all the way back and says she's going to try and hook it up the touchline for Bolognese. It doesn't reach its intended target, and it'll be a Douglas throw-in. Bolognese lifts it over the top, and I think Amelia Mori's on side if she can reel this one in. Oh, she just needs to throw her body at it. It was another good clearance again from Alyssa Green, who's had a couple since coming on here. Good play there by Dobbin. She gets away from Ramilo, but Ramilo's running her little heart out to get back, and that's a wicked left-footed shot. That had some dip and some swerve on it. It was hit on a frozen rope, unfortunately. Just a bit too far over Amaya Salvino's net. Isabel Dobbin, my goodness, don't leave her unattended with her left foot available, because she will do things like that to you. That was almost curtains there for Capilano on the counterattack. Salvino helps it on. It hits the chest of Buckle, comes down. And Clunas now. Great ball by Alyssa Green. Feathers it into the right channel for Jenkinson to chase. Ramilo comes across to poke it out. Less than 10 minutes to go here before penalty kicks. Another substitution for Douglas. Melissa Hajiwara comes onto this one. The number 3, I beg your pardon. Is it Clunas who came off? I believe it is. The number 8, Clunas, Abigail Clunas. Hajiwara now in. And she's going to get an opportunity to make an instant impact. Here comes the number 3, Hajiwara. Great cross. Oh, it's just head and shoulders over, I believe it's Emma Sarin at the back post, and it had Salvino scrambling. It looked like it might actually tuck into that far portion of the net, maybe just clip inside the post there, but gravity and physics had different ideas there. That was a serious chance there for the substitute, Hajiwara. 8 minutes to go. Penalty kicks looming. Di Lorenzo goes for a clearance, gets underneath it, and it loops out into touch. Good clearance there by Fraser, and she was under pressure from Jenkinson. Douglas have kind of clawed their way back into this one in the last 5 minutes or so. Capilano looked like they had him on the ropes. Here comes a very good opportunity. If she can spread the ball more, she just needed to open up her body. She had Pather at the back post. Oh, good play there again by Maya Smith and Amelia Mori. It's just well defended again by Douglas, who they haven't given Capilano a ton. Here comes Ramilo now. Ramilo, right-footed shot, scrapes wide, and it goes to the left post of Vanessa Chung. No real trouble there for the lady in red. Isabella Bolognese has Pak Tung Sang all over her, and she has to be on her best behavior right now. She is. Thankfully for Bolognese, it looked like Pak Tung Sang was going to steal that away from her. She also had Jenkinson in her neck of the woods to play it to as well. Good takedown there from Pather. First time rip ball up the middle of the park. And now Alyssa Green will knee it down herself. Oof. That's a robust challenge from the number 18. She cleans out Mori, and that'll be a free kick for Capilano, probably about 10 to 15 yards inside the Douglas half. 6 minutes to go here, plus potential added time before penalty kicks decide the semifinal and determine who will move on to face VIU in the PACWEST provincial final tomorrow. Pather, another right-footed shot on the volley, and after that first half one, you would never fault her again from having a rip from distance, would you? You would almost encourage it. Massive drop kick into the air by Vanessa Chung. It's taken down by Ramilo. She wins it wide right for Johnson. Smith has the ball come off her shoulder, but wins it down again. Mori tried to loop it over the top, and it looks like Maya Smith took that ball to the face. She was just clasping her cheek, and the referee will stop play here, as Maya Smith will just make sure everything's in order. Oof, and Michaela Salvino gets crunched. Dobbin on the dribble, left-footed. Gets it into the path of Emma Saran. Dobbin. Great cutback for Pak Tung Sang. Can she at least a shot? It's a left-footer. Pak Tung Sang just over the bar. They've had a few of those, Douglas, from just outside the penalty box. They've just dipped over the bar by probably maybe a yard or two. Haven't troubled Salvino as far as having to actually put a mitt to it, but they've certainly looked like decent chances for Douglas, who've been kept to the periphery, to the outside of that 18-yard box. Bolognese now drops short to retrieve from her keeper Salvino, and Capilano will try and orchestrate another attack here with 4 minutes plus stoppage to go. Bolognese plays it up the middle of the park. Does it get to Johnson? It doesn't, and Grimm is just going to whip it right back where it came from. Di Lorenzo has Dobbin on her back. She leaves the pass short, though. They just couldn't suss out their numbers, though, and Ramilo's come away with it somehow. Played ball forward, and Ramilo actually tried to catch it with her hands. I've done that a few times, so I can appreciate it. Green into the right channel. It's won by Bolognese. Forward for Smith. This is a real chance here. Smith's in the penalty box. Mori needs to get there and support. Oh, she tries to play in across. Does Maya Smith need to go back a ways there for Mori, who perhaps need to make herself a bit more available? Salvino waiting for options. Gets it in the form of King. Her pass almost finds Maya Smith, but it was just a bit too behind her. And Maya Smith looks like she's in some kind of discomfort. She's played every single second of this match and has not stopped running, and she's been clattered a few times as well. And you wonder if she'll be up for the penalty kicks. You can only assume, based on just desire alone, she would be, but perhaps the coach says, "Kid, you're looking a bit leggy out there," and perhaps puts a fresh kicker in, but something tells me Dennis Kindle's not going to want to sit one of his best players at the most crucial moment of the season. 2 minutes and a half plus stoppage to go here. Penalty kicks looming. Ramilo wins the ball back. Smith asks for it. Smith gets it. She has to get past Haley Rogers, who's no easy task. She does, though. Maya Smith tries to clip into the penalty box. It takes a deflection. It falls for Caitlin Johnson. Caitlin Johnson tried to size it up for herself. It's kind of just looping up. It would not settle down. She just needed to shoot that first time to Johnson. She was trying to get a bit too precise with it. Sometimes you just got to use the old Sophie Pather method, and if there's daylight and you can have a swing, have a go. Dobbin now cuts back on Bolognese, who took the bite on that play. Great cross. Saran, shot blocked. Great recovery tackle there by Di Lorenzo. My goodness. That looked like a for sure effort on net, but the number 12 makes herself big after Bolognese got beaten by Dobbin. And we're going to have a double substitution here. It'll be the number 13 for Capilano, Ella Jennings. And for Douglas, it'll be Tara Kurzmanovic, who's going to come into this one. And Isabella Dobbin will come off. That's a very interesting move. Perhaps she won't be taking penalty kicks, who you fancy probably being the club's lead scorer, I would assume. She would be involved in PKs. Isabella Bolognese will make way. She's had a very good afternoon, the number 14. Ball into the box, chested away by Michaela Salvino inside the 6-yard. Pacton Sang gets it back, cuts back to her left foot. Sang, cross, dealt with by Ramilo, but not handily. Ramilo's going to get a second crack at it. Did a hit a hand? Referee says no, play still alive. Pacton Sang, right for the shot, charge down. Oh, it's helter-skelter at the moment. Shot from Grimm goes wide. My goodness. If I'm being honest, I think that hit a hand. I'm all the way up here, but for me, that looked like it hit a hand. I think the referee was perhaps showing a bit of mercy there. I'm sure the replays and the chatter on the match afterwards will say differently, because how often do I get things right? 15 seconds to go here, and it looks like Kuzmanovic might have the last kick of the can. Douglas bunkering in here. We'll see how much added time the referee tacks on, as there were a few stoppages. Hajiwara into the box, side-footed away by Maya Fraser. Ramilo, or is it King, just needs to dish. She does, only as far as Grimm. Kept alive. Douglas, left-footed cross, comes shot. And Salvino clutches and claims it, and despite the last potential chance there from Douglas Emma Saran that was charged down by Di Lorenzo, we finish square, 1-1, level on terms, which means everybody penalty kicks to decide who takes the semifinal and moves on to meet VIU tomorrow in the gold medal matchup. Very quick water break, and we'll be back with those penalty shootouts in the PACWEST provincial semifinal here at Willoughby Field in Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Women up first, Douglas and Cap. Welcome back to Willoughby Field, the host venue of the PACWEST Provincial Championships here. Semifinals up today. Gold medal matches tomorrow. Capilano and Douglas, the women. Second seed Douglas, third seed Capilano. Now going to penalty shootouts after being tied 1-1. Dobbin with the goal for Douglas. Pather with the goal for Capilano. Capilano have not beat Douglas all season long. The best they've been able to do is muster a draw. We'll see if they can turn that over and turn the reigning PACWEST provincial champions over, as Douglas do hold the crown as it stands. Penalty shootouts looming. We don't know who's kicking, and that's always the fun of penalty shootouts. It's a bit of a lottery. Let's see what happens here, as it looks like it'll be Douglas kicking first. And of course, Douglas subbed off their talismanic number 10, Isabel Dobbin, who scored the opener. She also missed a couple of chances as well, which probably could have put the nail in the casket. She's going to take a seat for this one, and it'll be the number 11, usually wearing 28. It's Mia Jenkinson. She will step up first, and she will stare down Amaya Salvino with the Douglas mitts. Mia Jenkins. Right-footed. Sizes up her options. It's a short run-up. She goes to her left. Salvino's right and scores. And it'll be a keeper versus keeper showdown here, as Salvino will be the first to take. Against Vanessa Chung, Salvino steps up right-footed and scores. What a penalty, my goodness. Vanessa Chung went the right way, but it was top bins from Amaya Salvino, who certainly had her crosshairs set on this one. We have amended player of the game. Nods to hand out after this one. We handed it out for the 90. We're also handing it out for extra time and full time as well, so a couple player of the match awards to be handed out here. Number 20 stepping up, Katie Buckle, right-footed. And she's stopped by Amaya Salvino! It looked like that might just tuck in that near post. But Salvino did ever so well to just get down low and hard and put the fingertips to it. It didn't bend back the wrist. It needed a bit more sting there from Katie Buckle. It's a fantastic save from Amaya Salvino. And Capilano now find themselves in the driver's seat. And it's Michaela Salvino, both the Salvinos going first here. And Salvino goes over the bar. She went dead up the middle, and unfortunately she went a foot over. And we're back on level terms here. Each squad has scored one, each squad has missed one. Pak Tung Sang, who got all-star nods before this one. Number 2, Pak Tung Sang against 00, Amaya Salvino, already one save under her belt. Can Sang get the better of the keeper in yellow? Very patient here is Pak Tung Sang, a very slow run up, and she is stopped. She tried to go top bins to the right, and Salvino waited out that game of chicken. Uber patient, which can be so tough to do as a goalkeeper. Your instinct is to want to just dive one way. There's almost a nervous energy about it, but Salvino, almost like a staring contest. Just wait for someone to break, and Salvino gets the better of Pak Tung Sang there. Can the captain, Maya Fraser, give Capilano the advantage? Maya Fraser sizing up her options. It's a short run up again, and she goes to her left and scores. Maya Fraser puts Cap in the driver's seat. Jessica Lau, another all-star nod for Douglas College, awarded before this game, and was immense in the back line alongside Kelly Miata and Haley Rogers for today's game. Let's see if she can do it at the opposite end and try and foil Amaya Salvino. Oh, and Amaya Salvino got a piece of it, but she was diving the other way, and it did just enough to get by the keeper. DiLorenzo. Erica DiLorenzo, who at the very last second of extra time managed to block a Pak Tung Sang. I beg your pardon, it was actually an Emma Saran effort that probably would have finished this game. She's going to have a chance to perhaps put another nail in the Douglas coffin. It's a right footer again. Another short run up. Probably the longest of the bunch, though. Here comes DiLorenzo. It's a slow trot. She goes to her left and is stopped. So we're even honors here with the last round of kickers to go. It's Alyssa Green, the substitute, who will make her way onto the park. And make that long pace up Main Street for the keeper. Alyssa Green, who only came on for the last, maybe 15 minutes or so, was kind of thrown into a cauldron. And she managed to swim, not sink. Let's see if she can do the same here in the penalty shootout. Alyssa Green, right-footed. It's another slow run up. And it's stopped by Salvino. My goodness. What a shootout we have here. And it's Ella Jennings for a chance to win it, the number 13 who's came on twice as a substitute here today. Can Ella Jennings do what Capilano hasn't been able to do all season, and that's get a victory over Douglas College? The game is in her hands, the number 13. She checks the ball, she checks the spot. Which way will she go? Vanessa Chung, who's got a couple saves here. Actually, it's only one, but can she make it a second? Jennings trots up, and she scores! Vanessa Chung gets a piece, but it goes into the roof of the net. And Capilano, for the first time all season, turn over Douglas College, and they'll move on to the gold medal match tomorrow, where they will take on VIU. It's a fantastic comeback performance by Capilano. It's unfortunate for Douglas, who had their chances. They had the lead in the match, but they were just undone by a 90th minute Sophie Pather wonder strike and some fantastic keeping by Amaya Salvino in this one. We handed out players of the match earlier for the 90. Ava Tudhope for Douglas, and we also awarded Maya Fraser, number 20, for Capilano. We've also tacked on two more here for extra time, as the number 2, Amaya Salvino, will bring home some honors, not only for her penalty shot saves, but for her saves throughout the 90 minutes as well. And they've also honored Isabel Dobbin as well for her performance here today. A goal and a plethora of gilt-edged chances. A real player, Isabel Dobbin. It was a fantastic semifinal performance from both clubs today. Capilano hanging around just long enough after Isabel Dobbin had opened the scoring. Amaya Salvino and Maya Fraser kept them in it long enough in the defensive end for Maya Smith teed up Sophie Pather for a spectacular equalizer. Nothing was settled in extra time, and then a very dramatic penalty shootout sees Capilano victorious 3-2 in penalty kicks. Capilano moves on to meet VIU tomorrow in the gold medal matchup. We'll take a very quick break, and when I say quick, I mean at least 30 minutes, because the broadcaster has to get his voice back after what a stunning finish that was, and we'll come back with the men's matchup. It was scheduled for 3 p.m., Douglas and Capilano, but they might be pushed back just ever so slightly as this game went into extra time. Once again, Douglas crash out to Capilano on penalty kicks. 3-2 in kicks, 1-1 after 90 minutes. Cap off to meet VIU tomorrow in the gold medal match. As mentioned, a quick break. Back with more PACWEST semifinal action. The men up next, live from Willoughby Field in Langley, BC.